multiple times.
I know. I got no choice. Josh isn't here. We got
a lot to say.
Yeah.
Very articulate, a lot of ideas.
My drinks are in the way too.
Who wants to start the chain?
Let's start over here again, like we do. Wrong.
Okay.
Ben, you used to, Jeffrey, that comment, you used to be with DC as a...
Correct. I was an executive editor and over Batman, Gotham Group.
So is there any differences, you know, managing robots and stuff like that than there are superheroes?
That's a cool question.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, they're franchises, so overseeing the Batman franchise versus the Transformers franchise, there's a lot of similarities, but also obviously there's a number of differences on that front. And at the end of the day, too, working in comic books, you got deadlines every week to get books out, whether it's Gotham City or Cybertron. But there's kind of different muscles for each in that sense. Transformers is a team book versus Batman, which tends to just be a solo book.
Kind of nerd initiative. Going into the Dreadnought War, I know we're just starting into it. Tom, congratulations on the Skybound exclusive contract.
Thanks a lot.
We're expecting a lot of things going on. Is there anything you can tease about it just now, without going into too much detail?
I don't. Is this the first time Duke and Cobra Commander have teamed up, stuff like that?
Yes. I mean, last time it was issue 6, we saw them.
I can tease that. That's a pretty sweet sort of moment for them to kind of escape the situation, or try to. And I am trying my best to make it insane. So plenty of chase scenes and jumping off cars and explosions, and it should be very action-packed.
Well, that's something that's been a trademark of this series with you and Joshua. I mean, ever since you started Duke, you've been the perfect artist for the series, and we can't wait. Our fan base is excited to see what you got coming.
I'm excited for people to check it out.
That's why we're double shipping it.
Exactly.
So excited to have you back.
Twice the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
No, for me, I mean, the artwork draws me into the book and keeps me going. If I get a bad artist, I'm out halfway. Now, I guess with these books, there's so much on the page, so much. I mean, you can't do everything, but you've been able to keep up what's been the schedule like trying to get these books done with having to add and do so much with the Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that through these comics.
With the amount of stuff on these pages, you say there's a lot of stuff on pages you've already seen.
Yeah.
There might be twice as much on the pages that are coming.
Oh my.
And a little bit less time with the double shipping, so making it work. That's what I'll say. So we're making it work.
So
I'm grinding.
That leads into that question, because Robert was just saying with everything going on, keeping everything in line. How have you been able to keep their work in line? Hey, this is not supposed to be here. What's going on? The editing process of that.
It's a lot of work, but it's also we've planned this pretty far out.
Yeah.
So we have probably the next 2 years planned that we were talking about last night. Yeah. So Josh and Robert, and Sean Macwood's our publisher, and we're planners, and so we know where everything's going up until probably roughly the summer of 27, and then it is sort of that balancing act, because one of the interesting things, our 3 core titles are all team books with pretty huge casts, and so while they all have their own sort of identities, one of the things on the editorial side, and Robert and his boss role at Skybound and our publisher and stuff is just making sure that there is that connective tissue, and that do the best that we can. Everything kind of reflects and makes sense, but doesn't require that you have to buy all 3 to understand what you don't have to read Void Rivals 24 to understand Transformers 26 or anything along those lines. They're all individual experiences, but it's a juggling.
You would prefer they buy every issue, but you don't have to.
And again, we plan far ahead, and as an editor, we have the best talent in the business, I think, and we talk all the time, and everyone hits their deadlines. It's great, It's an editor's dream.
Yeah. Excellent. And you don't think you have the best. You are the best team in the business, all right? So Omega Comic Crusaders in the house, all right? So Tom, let me start with you. G.I. Joe number 14 through 19 have been huge, right? With Ropig's first appearance, Robot's debut, and Matt Tracker's return alongside Miles Mayhem. What is it like visually expanding the Joe roster?
Super cool. I got all the toys in the toy box I get to play with and just figure out the different references.
You actually have the toys?
I don't have the toys, the figurative toys, And it is always cool to get to kind of give your spin on a different character, multiple different characters, especially some the masked characters that I don't really have a lot of experience with. So
it's not, you don't
getting
like the age groups.
getting to delve more into that sort of stuff and figure out like my take on it is always super fun. It's a challenge every time, and I'm excited for you to pretty soon see what they look like, hopefully.
I just like was thinking about it too. Like I guess one of the sort of the fun things about G.I. Joe too in the background. This has been a passion project from Josh from the get-go. Is like the building of Night Force. You mentioned Roadblock, and so this sort of like covert ops G.I. Joe team that is being assembled. By Hawk, sort of in the background and stuff too. And it's just like there's a lot of pieces that are being moved on the board, but all like a very sort of methodical way.
See the smiles? They loving this. They digging it. This is why we're passionate about it, because your passion definitely is on the page as well. So salute, fellas.
Thanks.
Very hard to follow Al, but I'm gonna try. It's the worst seat in the house. A great question was asked over there before. In the Energon Universe, it's been going on for 2 years. It's like Al said, it's really one of the best teams in the business. Have there been any highlights for both of you guys along the way, even recent or along the way, like as far as it's been sticking in your mind, we're like, oh man, that was a really cool moment, or something that you were able to work on and just really are extremely proud of?
For me, a lot of moments coming up in this next arc that you're about to read. It's been a lot of fun.
Detail that.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. Yeah, that's a wait and see type of deal. But I mean, I just enjoy going to work every day with people who I admire and I respect, and whose work that I like. And I mean, Ben
and me, yeah.
I think Ben is the best editor in the world. You held down Batman for what, 10 years? That's best editor in the world stuff. So
it's in his contract to say that.
I mean,
but I appreciate it. It's still sincere.
The fine print.
Question for Ben. You seem a little older. Do you have a history with G.I. Joe or Transformers or?
I'm vintage, my friend. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
yes. Like keep the long story short. Like I think it's like my 8th or 9th birthday. I got Thundercracker was my first, Transformer, and then I got both Snake Eyes and the Cobra Fang, and that was like the moment. And this is like the cartoons which started the debut, and this was the moment in my childhood where I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then it started like a lifetime of fandom. And sort of on the question you mentioned before, just to be included. So I've been it's almost 2 years in January since I left DC and come here, and this was like a dream come true. To come work on Transformers, which I love and idolize, G.I. Joe, which is like a dream come true in and of itself. So like I'm just like this is like I can't stop smiling. My face hurts. I'm smiling all weekend because I'm just so happy because like everything we're doing is just fun, and like end to end, all the creators, like Tom mentioned, all the artists and the writers and everyone at Skybound, just like we're Hasbro, pretty passionate about this, and we're just having fun. Hope it shows.
Always fun to draw something on the page and think, Josh, Ben are gonna love this. I always try and do that. They're gonna get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Great job with it.
Thanks.
Especially too with it being a shared universe, we know the mask is now slowly making its way into the Energon Universe. In a perfect world, no restrictions, is there any universe that you'd like to see cross over into the Energon Universe?
Any universe.
Any universe, any characters? You have the free reign to say, I want to bring you in. It was like, well, I was gonna say there was a little tease about that DCKO image last night.
I saw that. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, Homelander, and I mean, because you could even say like, what character would you send from the Energon Universe to go take them out? Because obviously, if Energon wasn't involved, they wasn't a part of you guys.
Not to be that guy, but if you read Batman Fortnite 3, the entire issue was Snake Eyes versus Batman. Yeah. So we already did that crossover, in that sense. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. I was like, this is the coolest comic book I've ever read. They fought to a standstill. Yeah.
What has been the balance of like handling like your older fans and like the younger ones as well? Like, because I feel like you're gonna get a lot of flack for whatever you put on the page, however it looks. Like I guess you really hasn't been like a lot of like issues with like older people picking up that book and just generally just hating for no reason. Like,
no, I get a lot of people who say I was never really a fan of G.I. Joe or Transformers, and now I pick up every issue. Yeah. Like people come up to me all the time and say this is like suddenly something I really like. So I think that's testament to how the teams were put together. Yeah. Like the writer Josh he knows everything there is to know about G.I. Joe. I may not know everything about G.I. Joe, and you would not think that the stuff that I draw would be the choice for a G.I. Joe book, like the top choice. But that allows me to kind of put a fresh spin on it and like use like references and find things that I think are cool to put in, and maybe that other newer fans also think are cool. And then also pay respect to the old fans and do stuff that they like.
Of course.
All right.
Actually, hold on one second. I don't think we actually answered the question.
no.
I'll put it in really quick. NFL Super Pro. Like,
Oh
the
my
first,
God.
oh my God. Super Pro. I don't know if it'll ever
Pro.
happen, but I was like, I would love that.
Optimus dunking the ball through the field goal.
Well, there was a rumor going around that Brady might have made a fun cameo in Doomsday Super Pro.
Wow. Crazy.
All right.
I'd do Conan the Barbarian, by the way.
Oh.
Optimus Prime, Barbarian, fighting like he's got a big like mammoth tusk and he's smashing people with it. That'd be sweet.
Yes.
I was keeping a G.I. Joe verse, but that's good.
Well, yeah. Duke, of course. Yeah.
All right. All right, Tom, when planning these milestones, like how do you decide which issue gets the big return moment, like Braun's comeback in número 27, 27?
That's more, again, the
Like-
planning. That's the planning side.
We're fairly methodical in planning where we want certain characters to appear, rather than having just a character appear every issue or anything along those lines. You know, it is like thinking long-term arcs or standalone issues and sort of how, we don't want to like step on other books in the same month. You know what I mean? So that.
And my thing is that how do you decide on the character that's going to be returned?
Oh, I see. We just talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
it would be really cool is if, like,
Workshop it.
Barrage comes back, or, you know what I mean? Or, Rogue
Was there any
Wolf
characters that haven't appeared yet that can like sneak in or introduce?
and Transformers. Well, I don't want to get into trouble in this one.
That might
Well,
be.
there is
yeah,
one. This
that might
was-
be for that too.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, we were talking about this last night. And now, this will never happen. But I have, Jetfire was my favorite character as a kid, and partly it's because I was a Robotech fan.
Yeah, bro.
And the original toy was the Macross shit, like, and whatever happened between the companies
coolest looking
to where
thing
then
ever.
I think it was a Fire in the Sky episode where Jetfire looks like he does now. He's cool, super cool, but like I love that
OG
design.
look.
That
Yeah.
OG look.
I had that toy.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have two.
Amazing.
I had to buy one on eBay to get a second one, so I could have one plain, one robot. My
We're
wife's
just
like,
big
what?
kids. Leave us alone.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
You guys rock.